also wanted to show you what an actual workflow setup for a game might look like for you to use as you're developing. So I'm going to show you a workflow. This is my main build workflow for my example repository, and I've called it test and build to pages. And you can see here, I want this to run on pull requests. So anytime somebody is offering me up changes, I want to know before I make those changes whether or not those changes are going to break my game. And I want to playtest them, obviously. And also pushing whenever I push to the master branch, which is just the branch that official changes will go to. And you can see I'm running the test runner, as you have seen before. I'm running build WebGL, and I'm running deploy pages. So nothing crazy there, but you can notice I'm not building anything other than WebGL. Now the reason for that is this is just ongoing development. This is just making sure that the tests are passing and having a quick look at the changes, maybe showing it to people. It's not really meant for, well, it's not really necessary to build it to other targets. So for that, I've got the build targets YAML, and this one will run on workflow dispatch, which you've seen before. That's basically, I can trigger it on demand whenever I want. And it will also run whenever I push to any tag. And tags is how I would manage releases. So whenever I want to do a release of a game, I will tag a commit and I will push it to the master branch, and then it will build all my platforms. Similarly, if I want to have a build to give to someone or someone else to test, I can manually trigger one through the UI. And what this is doing, you'll notice there's only actually one job in here, and this is my build all platforms. And for this, what we're doing is we actually have a matrix of platforms. And the way a matrix works is basically it builds a set of combinations of variables and then does a job for each combination of variables. So I only have one set of variables, and that is the platform, but I could also, for example, have another set of variables for different versions of Unity. So if I had another variable for version, and I had 2019 and 2020, then for each one of my builds, it would build a 2019 version of OS X and a 2020 version of OS X, a 2019 version of Android, a 2020 version of Android, and so it basically goes through all the possible combinations of the variables. I've just gone with the single variable for the platform. I've made a list of all the platforms I want to build, and then in the relevant places, I say, here's the Unity builder. I would like you to build the target platform and get the platform from the matrix. And similarly for the builds, I pull the name of the platform in a variable form expression here. If we look at the actions for our build desktop targets, you can see it completed 4 jobs, and it did one for each of the builds: Linux, Windows, OS X, and Android. And if we look at an action for test, build, and to pages, it runs the tests, builds the WebGL, and deploys it to pages.